Okay, so congratulations, you guys. What an amazing feat. 2 years in the making. How does it feel to be here?
I mean, feels like it shouldn't be allowed, that we should still be keeping it a secret, but we're very excited to shout it to the world, I think.
One day, she was just another teenager posting singing clips online. The next, she was handpicked by Steven Spielberg to lead his $100 million West Side Story remake, a role that would make her the industry's brightest new star.
The high bar was set by Rachel Zegler on the first day of casting.
But behind Rachel Zegler's Cinderella story, there were whispers, and none of them ended happily.
Rachel Zegler was supposed to believe is just so striking that even the supermodel like Gal Gadot is supposed to be homicidally jealous of her. I mean, we're supposed to completely suspend our disbelief.
The audition tape that changed everything wasn't even meant for Spielberg. Rachel, then 17, uploaded a cover of Shallow from A Star Is Born to Twitter, raw, unfiltered, and dripping with the kind of vocal power that stops scouts mid-scroll. Within days, it went viral. Within weeks, Spielberg's team slid into her DMs. The director had seen thousands of hopefuls for Maria, but Rachel's voice? That was the needle in the haystack.
I cast Rachel when she was 17. She was a senior in high school when she got the part.
Hollywood loves an underdog, and Rachel's origin story was perfect. A Colombian-American teen from New Jersey, raised on Broadway soundtracks, now stepping into Natalie Wood's iconic shoes. Press ate it up. A Star Is Born, gushed Variety. The role was written for her, Spielberg declared in early interviews.
She was the bar that no one reached. No one could reach as high as Rachel reached that first day.
Framing her as the fresh-faced antidote to Hollywood's cynicism. But the fairy tale had cracks from the start. On set, Rachel wasn't the wide-eyed newcomer Spielberg expected. Crew leaks described her as intense, opinionated, and, in one damning anonymous quote, a 19-year-old who acted like she'd won 3 Oscars. Choreography tweaks became battles. Costume fittings turned into negotiations. At one point, she allegedly refused to wear a dress because it made her look weak, a demand that stalled shooting for hours. Spielberg, famous for his patience with young talent, initially brushed it off. Passion is what he called it in press junkets, smiling through thinly veiled PR speak. But insiders knew better. The director had shepherded literal children through blockbusters without a hitch. Why was this one rookie testing his limits?
You know, this is just a gateway, but it really begins inside.
She got the role not because she was a great singer.
Then came the Snow White casting, and the moment the world saw the real Rachel Zegler. The first rule of Hollywood? Never outshine the master. But Rachel Zegler didn't just challenge Spielberg. She allegedly made him regret ever discovering her. Started with a single leak from the West Side Story set. An anonymous crew member told The Hollywood Reporter that Spielberg had muttered 3 devastating words after a particularly tense day. Horrible to work with. For an industry built on whispers, this wasn't just gossip. It was a death sentence. Spielberg, the man who launched careers with a single phone call, was now silently burying one. The signs were everywhere if you knew where to look. During the film's press tour, Spielberg gushed over co-star Ariana DeBose, calling her performance mesmerizing and once in a generation. Rachel? He thanked her for showing up. The Oscars, cameras caught him embracing DeBose like family while Rachel stood awkwardly to the side, her smile straining. The message was clear, this one's not mine. But why would Spielberg, a legend known for his loyalty, turn on his own protege? Insiders point to a power struggle no one saw coming. Rachel, emboldened by her overnight fame, reportedly questioned Spielberg's creative choices, something even A-listers rarely dare. She argued over camera angles, rewrote bits of dialogue on the spot, and allegedly told the director, "Maria wouldn't say it like that." For a man used to actors trusting his vision, this wasn't confidence, it was mutiny. Then came the ultimate betrayal. During Snow White reshoots, Rachel gave an interview trashing Disney's original film, calling the prince a stalker and the story creepy. Spielberg, a Disney board member, was reportedly livid. He didn't just distance himself, he actively warned others, claimed a Paramount exec. By then, the damage was done. Hollywood's unspoken rule? Spielberg won't vouch for you, no one will. Disney didn't cast Rachel Zegler to play Snow White. They cast her to reinvent Snow White. But no one expected her to dismantle the entire fairy tale before cameras even started rolling. It began with a casual interview for Variety. Rachel, leaning back with the confidence of someone who'd already survived Spielberg, dropped the bombshell that would haunt her career. The original Snow White is creepy. Prince is basically a stalker. And that true love's kiss? Yeah, we're not doing that. The internet exploded. Disney purists accused her of blasphemy. Feminist circles debated whether she was brave or just biting the hand that fed her. But the real shock came from inside Disney's offices. Executives had already poured $250 million into this remake, their biggest live-action bet since The Lion King. Market research assured them nostalgia would carry the box office. But Rachel's comments turned the film into a culture war lightning rod before a single trailer dropped. The leaked emails revealed Disney's damage control. Can we reshoot her saying she respects the original? Too late. Clips of her interview went viral, spliced with side-by-side comparisons of the 1937 animation and her sarcastic commentary.
I just mean that it's no longer 1937, and we absolutely wrote a Snow White that
She's
is
not going to be saved by the prince.
She's not going to be saved by the prince, and she's not going to be dreaming about true love.
Then came the Minecraft debacle. As Snow White's release flopped, earning just $38 million opening weekend against its massive budget, Rachel blamed video games. People just care more about Minecraft right now, she told a reporter, shrugging. The internet turned her into a meme overnight. TikTok edits showed Steve from Minecraft building a coffin for Snow White's career. Twitter declared, Rachel Zegler loses to literal pixels. Even Disney's PR team stopped defending her. A source from the studio admitted, we knew we had a problem when theaters started playing Minecraft trailers before our film, but the final nail in the coffin? The apology that never came. While other stars might have groveled after a disaster this public, Rachel doubled down. She liked tweets mocking toxic fans and skipped press events where she'd have to answer tough questions. Behind closed doors, Disney executives allegedly debated cutting her from reshoots, until test audiences confirmed the real issue. No amount of editing could fix a Snow White who didn't believe in love stories. In Hollywood, silence speaks louder than screaming headlines. And right now, the silence surrounding Rachel Zegler is deafening. Just 1 year ago, every studio wanted her. Now, casting directors whisper her name like a curse. Spielberg's cold shoulder was the first red flag. Disney's quiet distancing after Snow White was the second. But the third? When even indie producers, the ones who thrive on problematic talent, started passing on her. That's when the industry knew Rachel Zegler might already be unofficially blacklisted. A veteran agent, speaking anonymously, put it bluntly. After Spielberg and Disney both got burned, why would anyone else risk it? She's not Leo DiCaprio. She's a rookie who pissed off the two most powerful players in town. Leaked emails from a major talent agency suggest Rachel was quietly removed from consideration for the Hunger Games prequel, a role she openly campaigned for. Worse? Rumor has it her team is now getting thanks, but no thanks replies before she even auditions. The smoking gun? A private lunch between Spielberg and Barbie director Greta Gerwig. According to a source at Warner Brothers, Spielberg strongly advised Gerwig against casting Rachel in her upcoming Chronicles of Narnia reboot. No threats, no drama, just a quiet "you'll regret it" over appetizers. The message spread through Hollywood's back channels like wildfire. 'Cause if Spielberg is warning people off, it's over. Even her former West Side Story co-stars have gone radio silent. Ariana DeBose, now an Oscar winner, unfollowed Rachel on Instagram last month. An innocent slip, or a calculated career move. But here's the twist, Rachel might not even realize how bad it is. Insiders say she's still demanding A-list offers only, turning down smaller projects that could have rebuilt her reputation. She thinks this is a PR problem, not a "you burned Spielberg" problem, mocks a studio exec. Meanwhile, her social media tells a different story. Forced smiles at obscure fashion events, cryptic tweets about proving them all wrong. The desperation is starting to show. At a recent Comic-Con, fans noticed her lingering at Disney's booth a little too long, as if hoping for a last-minute redemption invite. She left alone. The red carpets have gone quiet. The Instagram likes from A-listers have dried up. And the phone that once rang non-stop with Spielberg's praises now sits silent. Rachel Zegler isn't just fighting for her career anymore. She's fighting against something far more dangerous in Hollywood: irrelevance. Behind the scenes, a desperate scramble is underway. Sources close to Rachel reveal she's been meeting with crisis PR teams, begging for a strategy to undo the damage. But there's a problem: nobody wants to touch her. She's become radioactive, admits a top publicist who turned her down. The Spielberg cold shoulder was bad enough, but trashing Snow White while taking Disney's money? That's the kind of ungrateful they never forget. The industry's verdict is playing out in brutal silence. When Marvel quietly recast a mystery role Rachel was supposedly in talks for, no one even bothered to leak it as a snub. When Universal announced their new Wicked adaptation, her name wasn't even on the speculative lists. The message is clear: Hollywood hasn't just moved on, it's pretending she never existed. Yet perhaps the most damning evidence of her fall comes from an unlikely source: Broadway. Just 2 years ago, theater producers were begging her to headline a revival. Now, we wouldn't touch that drama with a 10-foot pole, confesses a Tony-winning producer. She burns Spielberg. If she can't behave for the nicest director in town, what would she do to a theater crew? Rachel's last public appearance told the whole story. At a charity gala last month, photographers initially swarmed her, until Margot Robbie entered. The cameras immediately pivoted, leaving Rachel mid-pose with a frozen smile. The viral clip says it all. 1.3 million views and counting, with the caption, "When Hollywood replaces you in real time." But this isn't just about lost fame, it's about money. Her $1 million asking price for endorsements has reportedly dropped to $150K. A luxury brand that signed her pre-Snow White disaster quietly ended their contract, replacing her with another Disney star who better aligns with family values. Even her social media engagement has plummeted, with fans commenting "who" under recent posts. The cruelest twist? The role that could have saved her went to someone else last week. When Spielberg announced his next project, a musical biopic, the lead went to another Latina newcomer with eerily similar looks. Industry insiders call it the ultimate revenge casting. One crew member put it bluntly: he wanted the world to see what the right version of Rachel Zegler looks like. As the sun sets on her short-lived stardom, Rachel faces the hardest truth of all. In Hollywood, you only get one first impression, and hers went up in flames the moment she forgot the golden rule. No matter how talented you are, you're always replaceable. Credits are rolling on Rachel Zegler's blockbuster career. And unlike Snow White, there's no magic kiss coming to wake this sleeping beauty.